Hello everybody and welcome to DRL TV. I am your host James Pandoff. Tonight we bring you the first race of the 2019 playoffs here at Las Vegas for these Cup Series drivers. Right now we are underway with qualifying. We see Thomas Harmon setting his first lap time. Tonight we're running 133 laps on this 1.5 mile track. It is 79 degrees out, partly cloudy, 1% humidity with winds facing the north at 2 miles per hour. Taking a look at our point standing, let's take a look at who the 16 drivers are that are competing for the 2019 Cup Series Championship. We have Wade Hustad, Thomas Harmon, Anthony Burrows, Chris Lucky, Logan Malley, Joseph Helt, Richard Lucky, Eric Wolf, Mike Springer, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Chris James, Spencer Tart, John Theodore, Jim Westfield, John Mullins, and to round out the 2019 playoff roster, Dustin Musil in the 22. Last year's champion Wade Hustad is more than likely the favorite to win this season's championship, but we do have a lot of underdogs and a lot of new drivers competing for their first ever championship in the Cup Series, so a lot can happen within these races. For those of you that don't know, for the win and advancement to take place, the drivers that win do have to show up to all three races in the round. That is a rule we had last year, and we're instilling it into this season as well. So, if, for example, if Chris Lucky, who you see on your screen right here, were to win tonight, he'll still have to show up to the next two races in order to rely on his win to advance to the second round. Otherwise, he'll have to rely on the points. As you see, he is wrapping up his qualifying. Let's see who else we can see on the field. It looks like Bill Edwards currently 10th with a 31.8 as he's setting his second lap time. We see him going to turn 3. Right up against that white line, trying to use up the least amount of track as you can to set the fastest time. Coming off of turn 4, he's going to cut the apron right here below that white line. Let's see what kind of lap time he sets. A 4th at the moment with a 30.825, not too bad for Bill Edwards. With about a minute left in qualifying, we got Wade Hustad currently sitting on the pole with a 30.791. We have Mike Springer donning a Reese's paint scheme. He's setting his first lap time. A little bit of connection issue there. Let's see if that's going to affect him throughout this race. For those of you that can't tell, to identify playoff drivers, they are marked by a yellow fin, yellow splitter, and yellow side panels. As you see closer up, you see that yellow on the splitter, the little yellow sides where it says DRL Cup Series on the windshield banner. And then if we look at the rear view, you see that yellow splitter. You see that? That is how you'll identify a playoff driver as they go around this track. As Mike Springer sets a 31.290 for his first lap, good enough for 13th. With 30 seconds remaining, he should have enough time to set a qualifying lap. As he continues to blink out. Hopefully that'll simmer down as this race progresses. Let's see what his second lap time is. Big blink out there, but there he is. It looks like 13th will be a starting position with 5 seconds left to qualifying. Everybody has set a qualifying time. So let's see if we can bring in our pole sitter, Wade Hustad. If we can find him in the Discord. Here he is, Wade Hustad. Mr. Hustad, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy? Hello, Wade. He did hop out of his car, so he might be having some technical issues. Wade Husted, you got a copy? One second. Let's see if we can figure this out. How about now? Do you have a copy, Wade?
Yeah, I do. You got me?
Yes, I do. Sorry about that. Well, you're sitting on the pole for the first race of the playoffs. You are more than likely the favorite to win this season and make it back-to-back championships. How are you feeling?
We're feeling pretty good, but this package definitely throws a monkey wrench in the situation. Starting up front really doesn't mean too much, so we're hoping to keep the nose clean, which has been our problem the past couple weeks, and race together with the group guys in S2R, and hopefully come on home in the top 5, 6 with all our guys up.
Well, you do have the most wins this season, so I assume you don't really have that many terrible tracks. Going into looking at this first round, what track would you say you'll have the most problems at?
I want to say Richmond. We're really, really strong there, but we tend to have bad luck as far as contact and whatnot. So if we do well tonight, this is one of my stronger tracks and come home with a win, we won't have to worry too much about the rest of the races for this first.
Alrighty, well, as we're about to head on the backstretch, we're about to go racing, so wish you good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this one.
Hey, thanks, JP.
That was Wade Husted, the pole sitter tonight. As you saw the rundown of tonight's starting lineup, pace car bringing them into turn 3. About to go racing for the first playoff race of 2019. Some notables that have not attended tonight, John Theodore being one of them. He was unable to make tonight, so that's going to really hurt his chances advancing to the next round. Hopefully he'll be able to get a win in the next 2 races. But attendance is definitely a big part into if you're able to advance or not throughout the playoffs and make it to the Final Four at Homestead. As the pace car ducks off, Wade Husted going to bring him to the green flag at Las Vegas. Nice start there by the 32. Joseph Hell had a little issue there. Taylor Benjamin's going to look to his inside. Yep, Thomas Harmon right behind them. Nice push there by Thomas Harmon on Taylor Benjamin's back bumper as Taylor's going to go to the lead in 30. A solid push there by Thomas Harmon. I'm sure Taylor appreciates that, and hopefully he'll remember that as this race continues. Spencer Charr looking to take 3rd place away. As Thomas looks to the outside of Taylor, he's going to try to take that lead away. Not sure if he's going to have enough momentum, though, as Spencer Charr is giving Taylor a nice arrow push down the backstretch, and they make contact. What a save by Spencer Charr. Able to keep it going. We got a 2-wide battle for the lead, 3 wide behind them. Adam Blasio trying to stick his nose up for the top 5 position. That time at the line, Taylor edged Thomas by a nose. Looking back a little farther, John Mullins in the 64, and Joseph makes a pass on Joseph Held. Mike Lemon going to try to do the same. 3 wide behind them, Chris James to the inside, Joshua Durham in the middle, and Bill Edwards on the way high side. Back to the lead is Thomas Harmon with the momentum. Wade Husted going to try to look to his outside. With this package, it has really made it more of a restrictor plate-esque feel to it, as these guys are all about the draft in these opening laps. As you still see 3 wide in the back. Logan in the 88 going to try to make it a 2-for-1 down the backstretch. Richard Lucky right behind him in that 41. Logan's able to clear them. A nice pass by him. Going back up to the front is Wade Husted to the low side. Wade Husted not quite able to clear Thomas. Thomas should have that high side momentum down the back straight. Adam Blasio going to join him. Joseph Helt with a nice push all over the back of the 8, trying to get him up to the front. Nice 6-car breakaway for them. Behind them you see Mike Lemon in the 38 with John Mullins to his outside. Focus is on the lead right now. It's Wade Hustad, Thomas Harmon is still side by side. Harmon with that momentum. Looks like Taylor Butch Benjamin thought about going to the high side, but he's going to stay low behind Hustad. At the line, it's Harmon by about half a car length. Down through 1 and 2. Blasio with a nice push there on the 68 entry. He had to check up a little bit. Make sure he didn't run him over as they entered the corner. Thomas still not quite able to clear the 32. But his lead is growing, as that time at the line he was about 3/4 of a car in front of Hustad. Down the backstretch to Blasio, giving the 68 a nice push. He's going to be able to clear the 32, and he goes down to block. A little contact there between the 32 and the 25. We remember what happened last week. Down this back straight once again. Harmon, de Blasio, single filed out in the lead. Hustad help battle for third. Take an onboard look at Taylor Butch Benjamin to see what he sees for the battle for the lead. As you hear, they are barely out of gas at all. It is very on throttle with this new package. You're not letting off as much as you used to. Turn 3 and 4. You gotta keep your momentum up if you want any chance at a run down the straightaways. Blasio trying to look to the inside, just not enough momentum. He's going to actually give Harmon a push into 3. Help Butch Benjamin to the outside of Hustad. Logan in the 88 deciding which lane he wants. It looks like he's going to try to get to the inside of that 8. Looks like he might even be able to make a pass as they enter turn 1. Going to try to get by Joseph Hell as well. That 88 is on a move. Almost made contact with the 32. That could have been ugly. You see there, Logan started all the way in the 15th position. He's already up to 4th, and we're just 12 laps into this one. Wade Hustad to the inside of that 25. Oh, 3 wide for the lead. Thomas Harmon stuck in the middle now. Oh, a little contact there by the 25. I don't think he got into the wall. Taking a quick look at the 25. Yeah, no damage there, so 25 was able to stay out of the wall. Taking a look on board with Wade Hustad. Machine blocking both the 68 and the 88 from trying to get any momentum and get around him. Looks like things are starting to settle down as everyone's now single filing out. Logan settles into second. Harmon, de Blasio, Helt round out the top 5. Butcher Benjamin right there in 6. Take a farther look back. We see Richard Lucky's on the move as he got around Spencer Tart. That is for the 9th position. Chris Lucky, another playoff driver, right behind them in 11th. These guys are starting to separate as these tires are wearing. Battle for 3rd is between 4 drivers. You see Chris James in the 82, 38 and Mike Lemon battling right behind them for 7th. As you see, Chris James is rocking the Sunny D paint scheme, brand new scheme for him this season. Blasio trying to make a move for 3rd, not quite able to do it just yet. About to hit the 20 lap mark. These tires are definitely wearing out. As you see, these guys are less in a pack formation, more single file. You're gonna have to be more strategic in making the passes. You can't really rely on the draft as much as you can on fresher tires. Little wiggle there from the 68 opens the door for Adam de Blasio to look to his outside. Blasio is going to be able to make the pass. He's ahead of Harmon at the line. Joseph Helt going to go with him, try to give him a little boost as they head into turn 1. Helt might be able to go with him, try and take 4th away. Looks like he will be able to clear him. Joseph Helt up to 4th. Little wiggle there by the 02. He's able to keep it together, however. Chris James on the move as well, trying to get by the 8 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. That'll be for the 6th position. Chris James, another driver who started outside the top 10, and he's working his way up to 6 now, as he's able to clear Taylor Butcher Benjamin in 4th. Taylor gonna go right back at him with the crossover, looking to his inside. Right behind them, Mike Lemon and Richard Lucky getting into the mix. Going back up front, we see Logan's closing in on the 32. Only a 10.5 separate these two drivers. And big wiggle there by the 88. He's going to lose momentum down the backstretch. These guys have about a 2-second gap over 3rd place, Adam de Blasio, as he leads the pack of Joseph Helt, Thomas Harmon, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Chris James, and Mike Lemon and Richard Lucky. On to lap 25 at Las Vegas. Wade Hustad leading the way. Logan trying to regain that momentum he had going. He's 0.2 of a second now behind the 32. Richard Lucky, Chris Lucky, the Lucky brothers, currently 9th and 10th. Richard Lucky still looking for his first win of the season. However, on the other hand, Chris Lucky has multiple wins on the year. He's looking to make it 4 for this 2019 season. Thomas Harmon looking to the inside of Joseph Helt. That'll be for the 4th position. A little wiggle there by the 6D. He had a drop in line behind the 02. Chris James looking to the outside of Taylor Burton Benjamin. Should be able to clear him off at turn 4. Looks like he will. Touchdown in front of him after the line. Great pickup there by Chris James, moving him into the 6th position. Chris Lucky now to the inside of Richard Lucky. That'll be for the 9th position. Going back up to the front, you see Wade Hustad is pulling slightly away from Logan. Not a whole lot, about 0.4 of a second. Taking a look back, we see Spencer Tartt getting a little help there by Bill Edwards off of 4. He's able to save it. These guys are battling pretty hard for their 12th position. Spencer Tartt really loose. He's fighting a very loose race car. He might have to come to pit soon. Let's see if we can see that one more time. On board with the 28 down into turn 1. You can just hear his vehicle getting out from under. What a save there by the 28. You do see that right front damage he has. Made a little contact with the wall somewhere. Blasio all alone in 3rd. He has about a 1.5 gap over 4th place. And then the big swarm is in 5th. Chris James moving up yet another position into 5th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Joseph Heltz right behind him. Just Lucky trying to advance another position. Mike Lemon, his next victim. This will be for 9th. Lots of swapping for position going on around the top 5 position. Oh, little wiggle there by the 8. That's going to open the door for the 41. Richard's going to get around him. Great pass there by Richard Luckers. Now he sets his sights on Joseph Help for 6th. As these guys are completing lap 35, green flag pit stops will be happening shortly. Just under 100 laps to go at Las Vegas. Take a look at our leader Wade Hustad. He's about 3/4 of a second in front of the 88, ever so slightly pulling away lap after lap. As we take a look at Chris James, currently in 5th. Another great run for him. He's trying to take 4th away from the 68 of Thomas Herman. Chris James has been getting pretty hot as of late. Hoping to get his first victory of the season sooner than later. Spencer starts in pit road, 14.37 pit stop for him. That's the opening green flag pit stops. Everybody else should soon follow. Lap 43. going to be in the books. We see a huge battle going on as Joseph Holt has been steadily losing ground, as we see why. He's in the wall. Able to keep it straight. He's going to lose a lot of momentum. Taking a look at his damage. You see a lot of damage on that right front. Let's see if you can see that one more time. Gonna be right on board with him here. We're gonna watch him all the way from the back straight. As you see Taylor with Redmond getting around him on the inside. Through turn 3, as you see everybody coming down pit road. Taylor with Redmond, Mike Lemon, Joseph Holt. You see just how he got loose right there. Hit the wall twice, but a fantastic job by the O2 keeping it straight. You see Joseph completing his pit cycle. Wade Hustad currently your leader. Adam de Blasio, Bill Edwards coming down pit lane. Joshua German, the 72, makes his pit stop. Richard Lucky also in. It looks like Wade Hustad going to be pitting this time by. Oh, I was mistaken. I thought I heard him getting on the brakes, but he might be trying to go to lap 50. That would be a nice number for Wade Hustad. As you still have about 6 cars yet to pit. Wade Hustad, Logan Manali, Thomas Herman, Chris Lucky, Chris James, and John Mullins yet to pit. Here comes Wade Hustad as he gets a little loose, but he's able to slow it down in time. Wade Hustad is now pitting. 88 is going to take the lead, so Logan's going to get his lap led and that bonus point. Logan now coming down to pit lane. That gives the lead to the 68, who's completing 50 laps for Las Vegas. So Thomas Harmon 50 laps into this run. He's going to be pitting here shortly. As well as Chris Lucky, those two have yet to pit. As you see Wade Hustad getting back on track. You see how much better the fresh tires are, as Wade Hustad was able to just blow by the 68. As it looks like Thomas is coming down to pit now, as well as John Mullins. He's on pit lane. Chris Lucky, however, stays out. He's adding another lap. This is going to be lap 53 for Chris Lucky. Chris Lucky continues to stay out. He's hoping for a caution to be able to put everybody a lap down. See Chris James going to be passing him to get his lap back. Taylor Benjamin as well. Here comes Chris Lucky for his pit stop. That's going to give the lead back to Wade Hustad when he gets all the way around and passes him on the front straightaway. Through the pit stop cycle, Adam de Blasio has moved into second place. Almost a second and a half behind Wade Hustad. Logan's falling back to third. He's about 5 seconds back. And then Mike Springer scored in fourth. He's almost 9 seconds behind the leader. Chris James having a solid run yet again. He's in fifth. Taylor Benjamin sixth. Bill Edwards is in seventh, who actually just got passed by Joshua Durham to move Joshua up to seventh. Bill Edwards eighth. Thomas Herman is ninth. And the 10th belongs to the 28th, Spencer Tard, who's actually about to get passed by the 41. So Richard Lucky moving up to the 10th position. About to hit the halfway point here at Las Vegas. No cautions yet. Wade Hustad almost a 3-second lead. Taking a look through the field, Hilbert's Benjamin chasing down the 68 Thomas Herman, trying to get the 6th position. On lap 66, Wade Hustad's on a tear, 4-second lead over the 88, who got around Adam Blasio. Taking a look at that, you see Adam Blasio getting a little loose there. It looks like his tires are definitely affecting him. He has 5-lap older tires than the 88. Bill Edwards is on pit road and he's been on for a significant amount of time. Looks like he has some issues. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. On board with the 75, going through 1 and 2. Yeah, into the outside wall, sends it straight to the inside, and it looks like he got stuck. Looks like iRacing had other thoughts for him and puts him into the wall. Very unfortunate for him as we go back to our leader, Wade Hustad. He's just on lap 70. Not much going on in the way of battles. Everybody's still pretty spread out. Taking a look at the rundown. We have Wade Hustad, your leader. Logan McNally in second place. Adam Blasio is in third. Now we have Chris James in the 82. He's up to fourth. A fantastic run for him. Right behind him, however, is Thomas Herman. That's for the fifth position. And then right behind him is Mike Bringer for sixth. That is your top five up to this point. We're going to stick here for this battle for fifth between the 68 and 12. Battle between these three are heating up. Thomas putting in a lot of pressure on Chris James. Chris James holding steady though for the fourth position. If we take a look back at Taylor Butchie Benjamin, Chris Lucky are having a nice battle for seventh. Looking at the last lap times, Taylor Butchie Benjamin was a little faster than Chris Lucky. Butchie Benjamin is still about a tenth faster than Chris Lucky each lap. Going back to the previous battle we shown, we see John Mullins getting in the mix as he's one lap down. Harmon's able to get around him, Springer next in line. Only 2 drivers have DNF to this point. That is the 02 of Joseph Hell and the 75 of Bill Edwards are both DNF'd. We have 3 drivers a lap down. That is John Mullins, Mike Lemonade, and Spencer Tarn, all 1 lap down to this point. Wade Hughes still has a 2.5 second lead. On to lap 89. This race is closing up. Almost 50 laps to go. Still to have a caution. Taylor Butcher Benjamin has come down pit lane. This should be his second and final stop of the evening. More drivers come down to pit. Chris James and Mike Springer also down to pit. Richard Lucky completed his service. Logan is on for his service. With Wade Hughes pitting, Chris Lucky has now retained the lead. John Mullins is on pit road for an extensive amount of time. Let's see if we can get a better look. Don't really see anything wrong with his car. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Gonna be 30 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Wrapping up the first race of the 2019 playoffs. Chris Lucky, your leader. He has yet to pit. Next in line would be Adam de Blasio. But it's Wade Hughes who's been putting on a clinic tonight. He's 3 seconds behind de Blasio. And he's on fresher tires, so he should be able to pass him sooner than later. However, Logan making the pass on Wade Hustad, they're on similar tire strategy, so this is going to be the battle for the lead when it's all said and done. As you can see what fresh tires do as they are able to get around Adam de Blasio, moving de Blasio to 4th. Chris Lucky has yet to pit. Chris Lucky, who has yet to pit, is now getting passed for the lead, but he's coming to pit lane regardless. It's going to be 23 laps to go for Wade Hustad. Logan right behind him though. The battle for the lead is heating up in these closing laps. Richard Lucky staying out of the way for the leaders. It's going to put him one lap down. Wade Husted just pulling away. He's about a second now over Logan. Laps are winding down, less than 20 to go. I was hoping to talk to more playoff drivers under caution last, but we haven't had any cautions, so I haven't had the chance to do that. Maybe we can grab a few during the post-race interviews. But there are 0 battles going on the track. We have Mike Springer just ahead of Thomas. Mike Springer's in 5th, so that moves Thomas outside the top 5. We have Joshua Durham having a nice run. He's up to 8th. He just went a lap down to Wade Husted. Chris James set up to have another awesome run. He's up to 4th. He started back in the 11th position. Now a 4-second lead for Wade Husted. That lead gap has really blown open within the last 6 laps. Wade is 4/10 faster than Logan. Looking back at the closest battle we have, Thomas is trying to chase down the 12. He hasn't really had much momentum gained on him, however. Mike Springer's hanging pretty tough. Harmon taking a peek to the outside now. quite going to do it yet. He's got that momentum down the backstretch. 10 laps to go at Las Vegas for Wade Houston. The last thing he wants to see is a caution. Thomas trying to do all he can to get around him and get a top 5 finish. He's still got a few laps to play with to try to make it happen. That gap's widened for Springer to hold on to that 5th position. Might be over Herman trying to make anything happen. We'll see what happens as we're closing in on what will be 5 laps to go next time by. The last thing Wade Houston wants to see is a caution with his 9-second lead he has. 7 drivers currently on the lead lap. Only 2 drivers have DNF'd out of this one, with John Mullins has been sitting on the pit road. Hopefully he's okay. Not quite sure what happened to him. Two laps to go for Wade Houston. He's on his way to what would lock him into round 2 as long as he shows up to the next 2 races. But even if he does happen to miss a race, he did have a significant points lead heading into this one. So no matter what happens, he should be okay as long as he can make 2 of these first 3 races in the playoff. Final lap, Wade Houston, 1.5 miles away from getting his win. While all this is going on, it looks like de Blasio was able to pass Logan. He's going to move himself up to 2nd. Coming off of turn 4, Wade Hustad is going to win at Las Vegas. What a drive for Wade Hustad as he does a little celebratory drift through 1 and 2. Started on the pole, led the most laps, picks up the win. What a drive. Little celebratory tap there by the 77. Chris Lucky finishing in 8th place. Wade Hustad gonna burn it down here at Vegas. A great burnout as always. We know Wade's had a lot of practice doing that this season. Let's see if we can pull him in for an interview. Hey Wade Hustad at the broadcast booth, you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, JP.
Well, sir, what can I say? A dominant performance from you here at Las Vegas. Started on the pole, led the most laps, come home with the victory by over 10 seconds. Walk us through your race.
It was all about just being, consistent and holding a solid line. Staying out front actually was key too. You could just kind of tell the guys that got stuck behind. And even when I got in lap traffic after those pit cycles, it really pushes in those corners. So having that lead definitely helped. But overall, it was a great race. I stayed as focused as I could that whole time. And, racing against people like Adam and Logan, you have to be sharp, really extremely sharp through the whole race. So, yeah, we're happy to get the win, but that only guarantees, two more races in the second round.
Yeah, and I know this was a long time ago, but going back to the start of the race, everybody was shuffling. You got dropped, I think, to maybe 5th place. How sketchy was it racing in that pack-like formation for the first opening, about 15 laps, I believe it was?
Honest to God, I was a little scared. But to be honest with you, the people that we have in this league, they race really good, really clean, and you can race super close. I was trying to save tires that first run, and people were just flying around me with that draft. So I decided after about 5-10 laps, I needed to go for it so I could get out front and not push going, being behind somebody. But Tom put on a hell of a battle up front. Once we got around there, it was a little bit easier. But I think it was that second pit cycle that we had. I don't think I've ever raced that close to somebody before as I've raced with Logan. But I knew what he had to do was try to use up my tires, pin me down, get them to heat up a little bit faster. But I knew I got to get out front, and boy, this package keeps you on your toes. I'm not a fan of it, but it's been fun so far. At least the first race has been good to us.
Yeah, you've certainly shown it, winning double digits now this season. Definitely got to be a fan of the package, even if you hate it, the way you've been putting on a stellar performance. But congratulations on your win once again. As you said, as long as you show up to the next 2 races, it will lock you into the second round. So you got that going for you. But any shout outs you'd like to give out before we let you go?
Yeah, thanks JP for what you do, week in, week out. All you guys put in so much time, so I want to thank you. But S2R in general, Ryan Hasgard, Thomas Harmon, Spencer Tart, and Bill Edwards, David Gust for always showing up, week after week and giving us guidance over the radio as far as what people are doing. Fatal Concepts as well for the paint scheme that they have in this car. I know I've ran it all year, and I have a couple other that Bill's made for me, but this one's just been so good to me, and I want to keep running it. So anybody who needs paint, definitely reach out to Bill. Other than that, I just want to say thanks to everybody in this league that just keeps showing up week in, week out. Chris James, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Mike Springer, Tom Harmon, and Logan's been showing up too. So hopefully, we get some of those guys that missed out tonight next week, and we're going to keep charging forward.
Absolutely. I know you didn't name them all. There are definitely a few more that do show up each week, but We're gonna save that for another time as we gotta keep the interviews rolling. So once again, congrats, Wade, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, JP.
That was Wade Hustad, your winner tonight. Let's see if we can pull in second place Adam de Blasio. Hello, Adam. You got a copy of this broadcast booth?
I do.
Well, sir, finishing runner-up tonight, started back in the 8th position. You were able to get around the 88 in the closing laps. Walk us through your race.
That was about the only excitement. um, when he smacked the walls, I knew he was a sitting duck, hopefully, even though he pit like 5 laps after me or something. I had the tire advantage, but it was boring race. I really hate this package. It's I hate it. I can't wait for Richmond. Logan and Wade drafted away. I had trouble getting by the 68. And was behind them by 2-3 seconds, and I couldn't reel them in, so I decided to try strategy with tires, and tires were more important, and can't do anything with this package. Too much on throttle time.
Well, the good news is there's only 9 more races left with this package, and then we'll be doing something different for next season. But second place finish, you've been leading laps almost every single race. I definitely know your time to win is coming up. What track do you think you'll have the best opportunity at doing just that?
Um, I'm happy with this. Well, the 750 horsepower package at short tracks and road courses. So I am looking forward to Richmond, the Roval, Martinsville. Phoenix is a pain. Not really Phoenix, but I may be missing one. I may not be. Dover's a little bit too momentum dependent, as well as Phoenix. But I want to win the Roval. I'm gonna. I'm gonna. It's gonna be Richmond or the Roval. I have a good feeling about one of those two.
Alrighty, sir. Well, before we let you go, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give out?
Thank you for letting me in the league and racing and broadcasting the race. Other than that, Theodore's not here. He's the one that recommended me. So, and I usually hang out with him. It was a lonely race, and I was actually waiting to get interviewed, and I forgot I wasn't in Discord. And dummy me, thankfully, I realized I was in the Discord. So I'm like, okay, now he can interview me.
Yeah, I was hoping to interview a lot more people tonight, but being a caution-free race, I didn't really have the opportunity to do so. But uh, like I said, congrats on your run-up finish, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in victory lane sooner rather than later. But have a great night, Adam, and we'll see you next week.
And thank you.
And that was Adam de Blasio finishing second tonight. Let's see if we can pull in our third place finisher. Hey, Logan, this broadcast booth, you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, what a race. It looked like you were going to have second place locked up, but got into the wall a little bit and ended up finishing in third. Uh, not too bad for points wise. You are in the playoffs. This is going to help you out a lot to advance to the second round. What more would you have needed to get a win?
Once I got stuck behind Wade, you really can't pass anybody here. But that that last little 10 laps we had side by side, that was the best racing I've ever had with anybody on any track. So congrats to him. That was amazing.
Well, it started back in 15th, and you powered your way through the front during the opening restart. Uh, if there was another caution, do you think you would have been able to get to the front quicker and possibly hold off everybody, knowing that you wouldn't have had to use up your tires as much?
Yeah, after about 10 laps, whoever's out front, you really can't pass them. And the clean air really plays a really big key because it was really one lane tonight. But it's all about the restarts and how you get shuffled in and shuffled out.
Well, tonight's really going to help you in the points for the remainder of this first round. But going into the next two races, what track do you think you'll have the best chance at picking up a win?
I probably can run rail or well at Richmond, but I don't know about the road. That back chicane always gets me.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of unknowns as we head to the Roval, but it should be a lot of fun watching everybody. Before we let you go, any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, Nationwide being on the car, Wade for having a hell of a race. That was great. And Austin on my team and my family.
Alrighty, Logan. Well, congratulations on your top three finish. You put up a heck of a battle there with Wade and Adam, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
See you next week.
That was our third place finisher. Let's see if we could pull in any playoff drivers for interviews while we got this opportunity. We'll see who's hanging out. Try to pick them in for an interview. Let's see if we can get Chris James, get a word with him. Hey, Chris James, you got a copy of this broadcast booth?
Yes, I do.
Well, sir, I know you want a top three finisher, but I was hoping to get more interviews by playoff drivers to this race. Obviously, we went caution free, but fourth place finish tonight. This is a great points tonight. You've been heating up lately. What have you been doing different that's gotten you so hot heading into the playoffs?
Uh, Intense focus. Actually practicing beforehand. The fact that it's the playoffs, and just putting that work and that focus in, and probably the number one reason is I'm not drinking during these races now.
Well, definitely don't condone drinking and driving, that's for sure. Uh, well, two more races tonight's really gonna help you out to help you advance. But going into Richmond and Roval, uh, what are you gonna have to do to survive?
Richmond, I might as well not even show up, and hope to do well at the Roval because I'm decent at the road courses. Richmond, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I'm hoping to keep the fenders on her and finish.
Well, you definitely have to do that practice you just mentioned, and hopefully you'll be able to keep the top five streak going. But
Absolutely, man.
we're gonna wrap up the broadcast. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give out before we let you go?
Sure. Shout out to DPR, S2R. You suck. Congrats to Wade though. Uh, Shout out to all the people that put this league together and you for broadcasting. And let's have a good playoff.
Alrighty, sounds like a plan. Congrats again on your top five, Chris. Keep the momentum going, and we'll see you next week.
I appreciate it. Spencer Start sucks.
And that's Chris James, and you know his feeling towards Spencer. But that's all fun and games. Let's see if we can take a quick look at our unofficial results. We have Wade Hustad leading 103 laps tonight. Dominant performance by Mr. Hustad. Adam Blasio finishing second. Logan leading one lap tonight, finishing third. Chris James, who we just spoke to, finishing fourth. Thomas Harmon rounds out the top five, leading 10 laps. Mike Stringer finishing sixth. Taylor Butcher Benjamin leading 2 laps, comes home seventh. Chris Lucky leading 17 laps, comes home eighth. Joshua Durham finishing ninth. Richard Lucky rounds out the top 10. 11th place, Mike Lemon. 12th place, Spencer Tart, John Mullins, not quite sure what happened to him. He finishes 13th. Bill Edwards, 14th. And Joseph Helt, 89 laps down, comes home 15th. Taking a look at the next race, for the Cup Series will be the Richmond 200. This is the second race of round number 1, the round of 16 for the Dynasty Racing League Cup Series playoffs. That is going to be 200 laps on the 3/4 mile track of Richmond. The next broadcast on DRL TV will be the Grand National Series. That is Las Vegas 175. This is the last race of the regular season for the Grand National Series. 117 laps on the 1.5 mile Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Be sure to tune in at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night for that race. Taking a look at point standings. This was prior to tonight. This was the opening playoff race. So you see there, Wade Hustad had a 8-point lead over second place Thomas Harmon. Anthony Burrow is a big notable that could not attend tonight. This is going to hurt him. Hopefully he'll be able to have some great point races for both Richmond and the Roval. Chris Lucky, Logan, Joseph Helt, Richard Lucky, Eric Wolf also missed tonight. Mike Springer, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Chris James, Spencer Tart, John Theodore, notable. Jim Westfield, notable, and Dustin Musil also missed out. John Mullins as well. So a lot of playoff drivers were unable to make tonight. So the cutoff limit, being so many people missed out, is going to still be up in the air on who advances. Just because you miss one race doesn't mean you're automatically not going to advance to second round or third round or even Homestead when it comes down to it. But congrats to everybody that made the playoffs this season. Take a look at our credits. Thank you to everybody that makes Dynasty Racing League possible. James Pandoff, Martin Wenzel, Jordan Gonzalez for the graphics and technical support. Thank you to the broadcasters, David Walborn Jr., Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandoff, Ryan Branch, who did the Cup Series earlier this year. Thank you to everybody who has joined us as special guests recently. Thank you to all the race controllers, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandoff, Robbie Armstrong, Dakota Wilkins, Ryan Hesgard, Richard Springer, Jeremy Hebel, Eric Weatherholtz, and David Wright, who's been doing the truck series. Thank you to all the admins, James Pandoff, Getty Buckner, Martin Wenzel, Ryan Branch, and David Wellborn Jr. Well, that'll do it for tonight. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Las Vegas 200, the first race of the 2019 Dynasty Racing League Cup Series playoffs. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.